All right, my brothers from another mother, what's going on? Today's video, I want to talk about minimalism. And here I am driving through an estate neighborhood in Canada. Most of these houses are probably about 5,000 or 6,000 square foot. That one's got 4-car garage. That one's got 3-car garage, 4-car garage. You know, as a car guy, I'm looking at the garages, of course. So why am I talking about minimalism? So around me as I'm driving around, you can see over my shoulder in this window and probably behind me, these are some beautiful homes. They're massive. They definitely throw off pomp and circumstance. But I have had a house like this in my life. I built a custom home when I was getting married, and I lived in it for quite a few years before got divorced and sold off my interest in it. And the reason why I'm talking about this right now is I thought that this was what I wanted. I thought that this would make me happy. And what I learned, this guy's got private gates on his entrance with a keypad to get in. And what I learned was after I had moved in and done all the, you know, like you spend nearly 20 grand on a fridge, a wide, I think it was a 4-foot wide fridge, sub-zero fridge. You spend all kinds of money putting in pot lighting and crown molding and upgrading this and that. And you realize after a while, shit, I'm spending a lot of money on dumb shit that doesn't really matter. You're basically working to spend money on dumb shit and pay property taxes and utilities. Like, the house was so big, it had 2 air conditioners. And look, as I look in the driveways, people park their average Joe cars in the driveways, like a couple of minivans, a 15-year-old BMW. It's not like these guys are rolling in Bucks Deluxe, okay? My experience has been a lot of people that live in these kinds of houses, they're not particularly happy with their lifestyle choices. I know that I wasn't personally. So, you know, back to the point, you know, the house had 2 furnaces, 2 air conditioning units, 2 hot water tanks. The property taxes were 3 times higher than the house that I had sold. And when I moved into this house, you know, everything just escalates. And I learned that nobody really gave a shit. Most of these have 2 entrances, one for the in-laws or the nanny quarters, and one for the residents. And what I learned was that nobody really cared about the house. It's like, you know, you buy all this, you work hard to buy shit that nobody cares about, and you're basically impressing people that don't even like you. And my experience was just like an eye-opening one. That was quite literally like a nagging red pill moment in my life is, you know, why did I spend all this money on all this crap that nobody really cared about? You don't need 6,000 square feet of house to live in. This one's got great 4-car garage. If I'm being honest, I think my perfect home would be about the size of what I live in right now, which is around 2,200 square feet, I think is a builder's plan, and a 4-car garage, but they don't make those here. You'd have to have a custom house built. Most homes that you get, if you want a 4-car garage for your shit, for your toys, for your man stuff, you're gonna need to get a 6,000 square foot house. Not that you couldn't build a custom home to have 4-car garage and 2,000 square feet, but people like, you know, this is all presentation. This is all dick swinging. This is all look at my bling bling. You know, I've said recently quite a lot that I prefer to spend money on experiences and not things. These are not, I don't know, you know, this guy over here has got a short school bus in his driveway. I wish you could see it over my shoulder, but for $5,000 cars in the driveway and a short school bus, which tells me somebody in that house is driving a school bus for a living. You know, more basic bitch cars in that driveway. I don't know. You know, my approach to life has changed dramatically since I was married and got divorced, and I spend more of my brain width on experiences. I just don't care about certain things so much. I do care about nice cars because I enjoy driving them because I get excitement and value out of them, but I don't get any value out of these. And if you break down on a piece of paper, if you want to get technical about it and mathematical, if you break down on a piece of paper the amount of money you make on a house like this when you sell it versus something that I'm in right now, which is more practical in the 2,000 square foot range, when you factor in repairs and maintenance, the utility costs and property taxes, you'll probably find that you're twice as better off in a more standardized home versus something that's a giant castle. And the other thing that I noticed when I was shopping for a home when I got divorced was there was a shit ton of houses like this on the market, and I don't believe there's the same number of buyers out on the market looking for homes like that. So they tend to sit for sale for quite a bit longer than, the average 2,000 square foot home, which tells me that they're harder to move. I'm grateful that I'm not in one of these monstrosities anymore. Are they beautiful? Sure, 10-foot ceilings on the main floor, 9-foot ceilings on the second floor, giant chandeliers that cascade down. I remember spending 20 grand on a chandelier at one point, and I thought to myself, after I spent an entire afternoon, literally 6 hours, hanging crystals from it, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I spending my time and resources on shit like this that I don't even care about? Anyway, that's my take on minimalism. I've systematically started to get rid of things in my life that don't bring me joy or happiness or add any value. A friend of mine, I had dinner with him in the last couple months, he went through this exercise of what he called I'm not going to mention his last name, but his last name share. And he basically, for about a month on a daily basis on social media, gave away a ton of shit, like podcasting equipment, computers, programming stuff, furniture, anything that he felt was of the size that he could ship out or have somebody pick up, he got rid of it. And we were chatting about it, and he's like, if it's not something that I needed to use in the next, I think he said 6 to 12 months, or it didn't have any intrinsic memorial value to me, I got rid of it. So I've started cleaning out my house too. I fill up my trunk every weekend with a bunch of stuff that I can just dump in the dumpster bin at my office. And I get rid of things now as well, things that don't need to be around, things that clutter my life, things that aren't required, things that don't create happiness, things that have no use. Old clothing, I give it away to the poor people in those bins and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess the point of my video today, guys, is try to live a minimalist life. As a red pillar, you will recognize the advantages to you that come into your life when you get rid of shit. You don't own things, things own you. I don't own this car. Sure, I'm on title on, the deed or the ownership, but at the end of the day, I'm the one feeding it with gas. I'm the one taking care of repairs and maintenance. I'm the one buying it tires. Like, it's not something that I own. Does it trade off and bring me happiness? Do I love it when I put my foot down and it sucks me into the back seat with a torque with like 700 horsepower? Fuck yeah, of course I do. But I don't own this. It owns me. So if you look at it from that perspective, you start minimalizing things in your life that you don't need. You start spending money on experience instead of stuff. That's my video for today. I would be interesting to hear your comments below. Have you been minimalizing your life, or have you been buying shit that you don't need? Leave a comment below. Give the video a like. If there's somebody that needs to see this, share it with them. And of course, subscribe. Thanks for checking out this video today. Have an amazing one. Talk to you guys later. Peace.